Hey there, let's just take a beat today. I want to talk about a really simple but super important message. It's a little reminder that, let's be honest, gets lost in the shuffle of everyday life all the time.
So, let me ask you something. Ever have one of those days? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The kind of day where nothing, nothing, seems to go your way. Every tiny little thing feels like a huge battle, and you just feel off. We've all been there. It's such a familiar feeling, isn't it?
And that feeling, that tough day feeling, that actually brings us to a really important point here. This isn't just you. It's not some personal failure you're dealing with all by yourself. Nope. It's a completely universal feeling.
The source we're looking at today just cuts right through all the noise and says it plain and simple. Some days are just hard. That's it. There doesn't have to be some big dramatic reason. You don't need a 5-point explanation. The truth is, sometimes they just are. And just letting yourself acknowledge that without judging yourself for it, man, that is such a powerful first step.
Okay, so if these days are going to happen, what are we supposed to do about it? Well, that brings us to the real heart of this whole thing. It's about giving yourself something we almost never think we need. And that's permission. Permission to just not be okay. And this idea, it totally reframes the whole experience. I love how our source puts it. It says, it is completely normal to have days where things don't seem to go right, and that is okay. Just let that sink in for a second. Not just kind of normal, but completely normal. It's not a bug, you know? It's a feature of being a human being, and it is absolutely 100% okay.
When you start to accept this, it really points to something bigger. We're zooming out from just one bad day to see the whole pattern, the basic ebb and flow of our lives. You could call it the rhythm of life.
Yeah, our source really drives this home. Life is not a straight line going up and up. It's more like a wave, you know? A constant flow, this natural cycle between the good times and the not so good times. In both of them, they're a critical part of everyone's experience. I mean, think about it. You can't really appreciate the view from the mountaintop if you've never spent time in the valley, right? Realizing this is so freeing. It means that when you're having a tough day, you're not failing, you're not doing it wrong. You're just, well, you're living. You're experiencing the full spectrum of what it means to be alive. So, if these hard days are just a normal part of the deal, how are we supposed to react? What's the right move? Well, the answer isn't to fight it or grit your teeth and force a smile. It's something way simpler, way more gentle. It's basically an invitation to be kind. And that idea of kindness boils down to a super clear, totally doable instruction. It's just 3 little words. Be kind to yourself. Honestly, if you take one thing away from this, let it be that. On those days when you feel like you're not enough, when everything just feels heavy, the single most important thing you can do is give yourself the same break, the same compassion you give to a friend in a heartbeat. No question.
Which brings us to one last thought here. Before we wrap up, let's just take a quiet second. Let all of this sink in for a moment.
The source material we've been exploring ends with a simple, peaceful phrase, Namo Buddha. And we're just going to present it here exactly as it was offered, kind of like a closing thought to this whole reminder. So, where do we go from here? What do we do with all this? I want to leave you with a question to take with you, a really simple one. How will you be kind to yourself today? Doesn't matter if it's a great day or a tough one. What's one small thing, one little act of kindness you can do for yourself? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me.